Hello everyone, welcome back to the MCFC Lads Podcast. I'm joined with Alex. We've made it to episode 20.
We have, and we're back in the MCFC Lads studio as well for the first time in a long while. So, yeah, episode 20, international break, and we're going on pretty high, to be fair.
Yeah, well, like you said, first time back in the MCFC Lads studio in a while. You've got yourself a new job. Last week, there was actually an MCFC Lads Podcast ghost episode.
There was. Can
you talk to me about that, mate?
So obviously we were in Monaco last week, and just because of the dates and stuff, we obviously recorded it after the Monaco game, which meant that we had to do it in Nice Airport. And the journey back was, it was supposed to be a pretty easy journey back, but I think it wasn't quite as simple as we both intended. Horrific. We recorded the episode in the airport, as we said. I'm not gonna lie, it was an awful episode. That's part of the reason why you guys will never see it.
Yeah.
And the other reason was simply because just the editing and the posting of it was just not possible, given what sort of ended up happening with the journey home. You might as well explain that.
Yeah, well, I got stuck on a train for 7 hours. It was supposed to be 2 hours. The flight was delayed. There was babies screaming, people shouting next to us when we were trying to record it. So it was just a nightmare. But we've made episode 20. We appreciate your support on obviously the previous 19 episodes, but also all the way up to episode 20 if you're listening now. Yeah, 20 episodes is good. Will we get to 100 is the question.
Who knows? That's what, a year and a half away. We'll have to wait.
Yeah, well, we'll keep it rolling. But yeah, Brentford at the weekend, Alex. Good away day in the end.
Yeah, very decent away day. Trains actually worked in our favour for a change for that game. But in terms of the game itself, Brentford is a tricky place to go. We've struggled there a few times. We lost in treble season, that you can't really take too much from that given we'd already won the league. And we obviously bottled a 2-0 lead there last year. Big difference this year is the defence just seems to have figured themselves out. We've got an absolute monster in goal, and we've got an absolute monster up front as well, and that's why we got the goal, because it was an absolutely outrageous goal from Erling Haaland, who absolutely destroyed their defender.
Yeah, we'll come on to the Haaland chat. We've got a little segment coming up on Haaland himself. But generally, we saw out the game. It was a big 3 points. Obviously, the previous week gone, we'd beaten Burnley 5-1 at home. We go and draw to Monaco in a game that I think we should have won. We nearly saw it out. I think we were the better side, and it was a very, very dubious penalty that Eric Dyer scored in the 90th minute. Yeah, I think we were unlucky. We should have probably won that game, but it's 4 points from 6 in the Champions League. Not bad. Same as last year, actually. We're getting there in the league as well. I remember coming back from that Brighton game with your dad, with your brother, and we were just thinking that was just rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. 3 points from 3 games. Already we were 6 off Liverpool. We went into that Arsenal game thinking we could end up 9 behind the mirror. And then, crazily, we're 3 points off the top, which is Arsenal. 2 off Liverpool, is that right?
2 off Liverpool.
So, we've done unbelievably well in that last 7 games. 5 wins, 2 draws, unbeaten. We've also done our Premier League predictions. We did do some last week. Alex, you won 12-8 this week. So it's a decent week from me, an even better one from you. And that leaves you 63-56 ahead.
Yeah,
it's getting a little bit of a lead now, isn't it?
It's easy to claw back, isn't it? Just 1 week and it'll all change.
Couple good picks for you on Sunday. But yeah, how are you feeling about the season? How are you feeling?
Yeah, you mentioned the Brighton game there, and I think that'll be the reference point for us for a very, very long time this season, because the way we were feeling was very down, very much. Well, what I will say is we both said it's so early in the season.
Yeah, 3 games in. That was the consensus we were both pushing. It's 3 games in. We can not easily, but we can definitely turn this around. You cannot judge a season off 3 games. We said 35 league games left. We've not even started our other cup campaigns. Yeah. Everyone relax. And I think we were very right. Everyone was calling us happy clappers as well, especially in the comments on this.
Yeah, well, we're at the point now where it is technically in our hands. Obviously it's not, but if you just go and beat Arsenal, go and beat Liverpool, which is much easier said than done. But if we go and do those things and just match their results, we will win the league. And obviously, I still don't think we will win the league, but I'd never like the fact that people just wrote us off straight away, said that we're miles off it, because we're not miles off it. Liverpool and Arsenal, we're really not far from it. Maybe we're even better than them. We'll just have to wait and see as the season goes on. But we were literally an injury time goal away from a win at the Emirates. Obviously, we didn't hold on to that in the end, but had we held on to that, we'd be top of the Premier League right now.
Yeah.
And so, we're really not too far off. We've got some decent fixtures after the international break. Obviously, we've still got Liverpool to play. That'll be a tricky one. Arsenal have got us and Liverpool out the way, but I'm starting to see little signs of improvement. I think Brentford was a good example of, in the first half, what we can be, but in the second half, maybe what we lack at the moment, and that was just consistency for an entire 90 minutes. We saw probably the best of runners, I would say, since Wolves in that first half against Brentford. But if we can just get that 90 minutes consistency, then I really think we're heading in the right direction. So it's not amazing, it's not perfect, but we're really not too far off the top now.
Alex, you mentioned Haaland. We both said it. This is the best version of Haaland I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? It's the best. It's the best Erling Haaland we've ever seen. You think about not just the goals in terms of numbers he's getting, but it's the quality of the goal.
Yeah.
You think about the little chip, the little knock over the keeper against Monaco. You think about the header against Monaco. You think about that header in the first Champions League game against Napoli. The strength he showed in that game against Brentford to get in front of, was it Van der Berg, is it?
I've got no idea who it was.
The centre-back, and just power him out the way. Strong, composed, speedy, gets in front and powers it past the keeper. He's an unbelievable player.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the easy thing to do is to say the treble season Haaland, that was better, because he scored a ridiculous amount of goals, and you're absolutely right, he did, and he was an absolute joke, especially at the start of that season. But the team he was around was so good, and this team just isn't at that level. He had De Bruyne playing passes into him, Grealish, Bernardo, Foden on fire. I know some of those players are still here now, but maybe not playing to the same standard. The difference now is not only is he scoring the goals, he's creating the goals for himself all the time. His link-up is 10 times better than it ever was. He's also become far more of a leader in the team. So. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if he's our captain next 2 or 3 years, by the way, because I think the sort of leadership side of him we've seen since he's got
9 years left as well.
Since he's got into that leadership group I think he's gone on to another level, and I just think we're still yet to the best of Erling Haaland. He's still 25, I want to say.
I think he's
definitely around 25, 24.
24.
Yeah. So I mean, he's still so young, and there's still such a long way for him to go. But I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 30 goals this season. I'm pretty sure we both said it in the season preview. But yeah, Erling Haaland's been an absolute joke this season. The best version of him, in my opinion, as I said, for all those reasons, and I think we're still yet to see the best of him.
Yeah, 25 in July. I've just looked it up. He's now scored at every Premier League ground he's ever played at.
Yeah, he has.
23 Premier League grounds he's played at. If you want to exclude goals he scored before he joined City, it's 22. He got one, I think it was 2019, 20 season, 4-3 for Liverpool against Salzburg. So, yeah, that's an absolutely outrageous record. He's got 94 goals and 17 assists in 104 appearances. He's only started 100 games and he's got 94 goals. I mean, that is just absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
If he'd come in and he had 52 goals in 104 games and he'd scored one every 2, you'd be saying, brilliant record.
The thing is,
you'd be saying brilliant record.
He's rewritten sort of how we perceive strikers, because I think now you'd say that's not that great, but before he came in, that was a goal every other game for a striker. That's good performance. But you were winning the Golden Boot on 20 goals in seasons previous to Haaland, not that long before. So Haaland's rewritten strikers in the Premier League. I mean, you look at Gyökeres. If he goes and bags 17 goals this year and 18 goals, it's a good season for him, to be fair. But because of Haaland, you just look at it and say it's just not quite that elite level.
Yeah, well, 18 in 11 for club and country, 9 goals in the league so far, and he's outscored a number of teams, Alex. I've got a list here. Let me pull it up. He's outscored or matched Crystal Palace,
who are high flying, by the way.
Everton. He scored 2 more than Sunderland, 3 more than Newcastle, 3 more than Aston Villa, 1 more than Fulham, 2 more than Leeds, the same as Brentford, 4 more than Nottingham Forest, 2 more than Burnley, 3 more than West Ham, 4 more than Wolves, and he's matched Manchester United's goal tally.
I think the crazy thing about that is you just named some seriously good teams there as well. Newcastle, Forest, Palace, they're all in Europe this year. So we're not talking about the teams at the bottom as well.
It's mental. We've actually scored the most goals in the league as well, 15. 6 conceded. It's not actually the worst record, 6 goals in 7.
Not bad.
Slowly getting there with the clean sheets. Now, we'll bring it from Haaland, who is just a machine, to Donnarumma. We'll get on to the rest of the team. Donnarumma, how have you found his first 7 games? Because the last international break, only 2 or 3 podcasts ago, we were saying he's just come in, he's just signed. And even a couple more before that, we were saying, is it a good signing? So, yeah, Donnarumma.
We were both sort of on the fence about the sign. I think mainly because we signed James Trafford. I don't think either of us ever
didn't make sense.
I don't think either of us ever denied how good he was as a goalkeeper. Maybe did we need him? And I have very much shifted very quickly to he's a great signing. And obviously, I don't like to make judgments too quickly, but I just think the assurance you get with him in goal is so, like, Brentford ran through on goal on Sunday, straight after half time. It's 1-0. You want to start the second half well. They go through 1-on-1, and I'm thinking, I just don't think they're going to score. Every time I back Donnarumma, and he makes a massive save, made a few big claims sort of from corners, from crosses, from the throw-ins. There's a lot of big, long throw-ins from Brentford on Sunday, and he claimed them all, and he he just makes me so confident, and I think he's been a great signing for us so far.
Yeah, well, he's not lost a game. 7 games. He's played 6 of them, obviously, with Trafford playing in the Carabao Cup against Huddersfield Town away. He's just massive, a big presence, like you said, and he could be a huge part of our season. Well, we know he's going to be. If we go on to win things this season, I think Donnarumma is going to be a massive part of that. And the whole mentality shift behind the scenes. Seems like there's a way better mood now.
Yeah.
The Club World Cup's obviously long gone. Started the season badly and then that break. Hopefully now after this break we can kick on another level, and we've got another 7 games that we'll come on to. The rest of the team though, Cherki's on his way back, was in the squad against Brentford. Kuzanov, Kovacic, Ait-Nouri, Marmoush were all injured, and you'd hope now with some of them training they can get playing again.
Yeah, it was crazy because you have a little bit of a squad dilemma already with the wingers and stuff because of how many options you've got, but you get Cherki back, you think, how is Pep going to deal with this midfield? Because Foden's been really good.
Yeah.
Reiner's, he's not been on it, but you can see there's serious potential there. And so you think, right, where do you fit Cherki in? Because you can't not have Cherki. Because he's played, I think it's like 75 minutes or something stupid, and he's already got a goal in the Premier League. So, I mean, it's so exciting to be a City fan, and with these players coming back, we're going to be serious this season.
It came out today from Sky Sports that City are actually happy at the moment with the right back issue. We're kind of cooling off on signing a right back because of Kuzanov's performances. Obviously, he came off at half-time against Arsenal, but before that, looked very good. I saw a stat. He's not conceded an open play goal since March in a game he started. Now, there's a few little ledges and stuff to help that stat along.
But
he's got unbelievable potential. I think he's a great option at right back. Speaking of the defence, though, also came out that John Stones said he was sort of on the verge of retiring, which I think is maybe a little bit of an exaggeration. He even said that himself. But the injuries, like we've said about John Stones before, if he was fit all the time, he'd be going down as probably maybe the best, in the Premier League ever. So, John Stones hopefully can stay fit. He has gone to England duty. Phil Foden hasn't. He wasn't picked.
Yeah, which is just mental. Nico Ryder's gone as well, which I don't know if we'll get into later.
Yeah.
On the John Stones thing, though, obviously there's talks of him getting a new contract to City, which I think is good news now. But if it was me, I was saying to you on Sunday, I would do it on the basis that he has to retire from England after this World Cup, because I'm fed up with the amount of times he has gone to England and got injured for a stupid, unnecessary World Cup qualifier that's just irrelevant to England whatsoever. I get that he wants to be in the World Cup. Absolutely, it'll be his dream from being a kid. Even though he's already done it a few times, he still can't blame that at all. But Tuchel, do you really need John Stones to play Slovenia and Serbia?
I get what you're saying. I really get what you're saying. Especially when he's not even picked the likes of Jude Bellingham to make a point.
Well, exactly, yeah.
One part of me says it'd be good to get John Stones 60 minutes, keep them minutes coming, but at the same time we know he's going to play 99 minutes in a game like that.
He's England's best centre-back. Everyone knows it, so he's guaranteed to be in the team come the World Cup. So there's no need for him to gel with the players. There's just no logic behind it, in my opinion. I think Thomas Tuchel should be leaving him out by choice, to be honest.
Yeah. Obviously, the England squad will be something we talk about more and more, and other World Cup squads later in the season. But that kind of, finishes off for speaking about the rest of the team. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments like we always do. We answer the community questions, but also over on X as well, Twitter. We've been pulling in some questions today. Now, one we had to get from last week, which I'm going to try and find now, was I don't know why we're starting with this one, but digestives or hobnobs. We said we'd answer it.
We did.
I found the question. It's from Harry Thompson. He said hobnobs or digestives.
Yeah, it's serious questions. And for me, it's a simple digestives. And if you add a chocolate digestive to that, it's one step ahead.
You see, I'm going to go for convenience digestive. It's good on a dunk, but
it's a versatile biscuit.
Yeah, but I do think that with a hobnob, you get like an added level of sort of something about it. It's a little bit boring to just go digestive all the time. I think with a hobnob, it does get stuck in your teeth a bit. You've got to rinse it down. Digestives, I'm going to just about edge it and go hobnob. But obviously, to go for the less important questions now, the boy Juma says, do you think we can win the quadruple treble or the double or any trophies this season?
I think, we definitely can win trophies this season. I think it'd be absolutely stupid to say not. Obviously, we want it to be one of the big two, if the Champions League and the Premier League. I don't think we'll win the Premier League. I think we'll just come short. I think we're building the team for the future, and I think probably this year's 1 year too soon for us. But who knows? I mean, Liverpool have shown signs of weakness, and Arsenal have bottled it plenty of times in the past, so it's not out of the question, but I don't think we will. I think we will pick up a cup trophy, though, somewhere. and that might even be Champions League, because I think coming into the season, I've said a few times in this pod that I think we will grow as the season gets older, so that might suit us in the Champions League. I think we will win a trophy, but I think we'll stick to just one this year.
Yeah, just to tie into that question as well, Fair MCFC says, should we expect silverware this season? It's pretty much the same question. I don't know if we should expect silverware.
I think the wrong word.
I think we can't be that entitled. I do think we will win something.
Yeah.
Maybe the Carabao Cup could be an avenue to win a trophy. But also, you can't write us off in the league. I think if you went back to 2017 now, flash back 8 years, people would have been in the exact same boat in terms of saying, can City win the league? We didn't have a bad start, but I don't think we had the best start. I think we drew to Everton at home. We then went away to Bournemouth and almost drew and scraped it in the last minute. So there's a world where we were pretty much on 5 points, dropping a few points again at the start. Obviously got that win with Sterling's late magic, but I think if you go back, like I said, we were playing some good football. If you go back 7 or 8 years there, who would have said we were getting 100 points after a few games?
Well,
no one. Absolutely no one. So
inconceivable.
that's football for you. No one would have called Liverpool losing 3 on the bounce. They were getting away with it every single week, pushing the last goal in the last minute, and it's just flipped the other way now, tilted, and all of a sudden losing every game by a goal. So
and their fans are an absolute meltdown.
Yeah,
by the way.
they are.
They're sort of the similar way to we were when we started losing last season.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
Sort of way they're reacting, because they've seen it coming for a long time, as we did last season as well.
Yeah, and they spent 500 million that we didn't spend last summer at all. So, there's a lot of people I think are going to be silently a little bit scared about City because no one's really talking about us. No one's...
I like it that way, by the way.
Yeah, I agree. I tweeted it out. I said, that's exactly what you want. You don't want people talking about you because it's added pressure.
Yeah.
We're happy to just keep going about our business. 7 games unbeaten that no one would have seen. 5 wins in there. The 2 draws, like I said, were unlucky. You could argue. Last minute goals conceded. Couldn't quite hang on. We're only going to get better. We've got more players coming back. We've got, Pep and the coaching staff are getting used to the slight shift in style. By the way, I was asked on the overlap about this drastic style change. I've not really... It's not drastic.
It's one of those things, people watch the Arsenal game.
Exactly.
They're now parking the bus. They've got Donnarumma, they can't play at the back. It's like, we still do play at the back. We just... The keeper touches the ball less. That's all that's different. And maybe occasionally we'll put the ball over top to Haaland, but that's just because there's more space.
Exactly. Paul Scholes said he doesn't think it's an intended... He kind of backtracked a bit and said he didn't think it was an intended shift because the City players aren't as good now. Which, we've got a younger, fresher squad. We've not got the likes of KDB, which is maybe fair enough. But ultimately, this idea that we've completely changed style, they can keep saying that if they want, but I just don't personally think that's true. Having watched every game like you, I just don't see it at all. I think we're controlling games. We're not parking the bus. There was a blip that Pep said he pretty much regretted after the game anyway, in that Arsenal away game that we got a point from. But this idea that we've just started parking the bus every week is
just
garbage.
to add to that, I think there is a slight style change, but that's no different to the Centurions was different to the Formidables was different to the treble winners.
Exactly.
There is a little style change, but this idea is drastic.
Yeah.
It's just nonsense.
The kind of DNA of Pep is not going to change.
Yeah, exactly.
We're obviously going to be keeping the ball, making chances and attacking a lot, but we're not just parking the bus. But yeah, some good questions there. Do you ever watch from the front row at home and away days? Says IKKA Twit.
No, I've never been front row before.
No, I don't think at an away end.
Although we're both front row of our
stands.
Yeah,
It sounds great, but because you're closest to the players, I don't actually think your view of the pitch and the atmosphere is as good. So yeah, we're not. Dylan's asked me that question that won't be being read out.
Yeah. MCFC Lads hate.
Yeah, there's a bit of MCFC Lads hate. Is Cuzza at right back delaying Livermento to City? Says Aniket Joshi.
I don't think
it'll happen. It's not happening.
It would be great if it did, but I think we're just waiting for a different, more viable, more cost efficient right back, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's one of them where it's again sounds great on FIFA, but can we pay 90 million for a right back?
Just
Probably not.
Doesn't make sense. And as you said, Gustav is a great option anyway, so for now we're making do. Yeah,
another thing that doesn't make sense, 2025 Club World Cup promotion still active in New York City, 85 days after the tournament ended. Haaland's face is plastered everywhere. What do you make of that?
Sort of just like encapsulates a bit of the tournament. It was a bit of a mess, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I love the tournament in some
we
aspects,
enjoyed it, didn't we?
But it was just a bit of a mess, and it was
not ideal.
No.
Doesn't really matter though, to be honest. Does not really matter, but it's just one of them little weird things. Anyway, City 6 points better off compared to the same games last season.
Yeah, I mean, we were going for it on the train saying sort of what it was, but obviously the 2 games we've lost this season, we lost last season anyway. Tottenham at home, we've always had a terrible record at, so losing that was no sort of difference. And Brighton away, I mean, last year we struggled, and it's a difficult place to go, and we should have won the game, but it is still a difficult place to go. And we picked up points elsewhere. We lost big time last year.
Picked up, like I said, a point at Arsenal, 2 more at Brentford, 3 more at home to United, and then games that we lost last year, we've lost again. I mean, it's one of those stats, isn't it? It sounds great, but then ultimately we are going to drop points in games we won or drew last season and so on. So, yeah, it sounds good. And obviously you can only really compare games to the same games last season, but ultimately at the time of year you play someone, that kind of stuff does come into it.
I think ultimately the aim should be this year, we've got to gain, what would you say, like 15 points in last year. If we do that, it's a solid season. We want to be getting minimum 80, sort of push mid-80s, and we'll see where that leaves us at the end of the season.
You get a chance at winning a league with that many points. Moving on, obviously, what do you make of Arsenal? Was one of the questions as well.
What do I make of Arsenal? In my opinion, they're the team best set up to win the Premier League. The issue is obviously Arsenal. And that is always going to be their biggest downfall, is that they are Arsenal. And until they win something, no one's going to take them seriously. And they're now at the point where an FA Cup or League Cup doesn't even help their cause. It's like they've got to win one of the big ones. And will they, won't they? I think they might benefit that Liverpool and City just aren't quite there. But I think that's the only way they can win.
But then how do you know that until later in the season? Like you said, this is a ready-built team that's in, its 6th, 7th season. What happens if Liverpool or City just kick in and start winning? They're going to be struggling. They've not got that DNA in them to go on and win and get it over the line. They've not got it over the line from 8 points clear a few seasons ago. People kind of let them off the hook and said they weren't ready. They then go and lose to Villa late on when Liverpool lost to Palace the same day. We go and snatch the league title. Obviously with our ability and our confidence and that experience we've got. Champions League last year couldn't get it over the line in that semi-final after a massive quarter-final win against Real Madrid, by the way. Yeah. Smashing them in that first game. So, yeah, they can win big games, but can they win big games when they need to win big games? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And can they win easy games when they need to win easy games? That's the question.
I think ultimately if they win the league, it'll be because they're so far clear they can't bottle it. I think if one of City or Liverpool is there or thereabouts come March, April,
they're in trouble.
Then they won't win it. But if they go now and they win the next 10 games and City and Liverpool just aren't quite there, then I think they could potentially go and just win it. But I think that's the only way.
Yeah. Right, so this one's from my brother Kane. It's a great question. It's a Premier League City era 11. Sorry, City Premier League era 11.
Yeah.
But the one thing is you can only have one nation.
Right.
Like one player per nation.
Right. So I think goal.
The thing is, we've got to do a bit of working ahead because if we start saying, right, we'll do Edison in goal, right, we'll do Joe Hart in goal, you then can't have an English right back in Kyle Walker, you then can't have Fernandinho. Do you know what I mean? So
early doors, we've essentially got to say, Edison wipes out Fernandinho. That's probably it. Same Brazilian-wise. And Joe Hart, like you say, wipes out Kyle Walker.
Sterling.
Wipes out Sterling.
Foden.
Wipes out Foden. Yeah. Wipes out John Stones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, realistically, I think Edison makes the most sense.
I think you go Edison, and it's 4-3-3, by the way.
Yeah.
One of his mates did this formation, by the way. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, utter
it's got to be 4-3-3.
That's one of those crap FIFA hybrid formations. That is.
Nige, that's poor, mate. We've got to be doing Edison in goal, right back. Now this is the thing. The right back straight away is going to cause problems because if we go Kyle Walker, there's no John Stones.
None of the players we've just named, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And if we go Zabaleta, there's no Aguero. But with Erling Haaland being a niche nation, I think he's just a bit behind Aguero for me. But to make the balance of the team good, I think we go Zabaleta. Are you happy with that?
I'm happy to go with Zabaleta, yeah.
So Zabaleta right back. I mean, it's him or Walker, realistically. Yeah. That then puts, for me, Diaz and Stones at centre-back.
I think that's a great shout. Obviously, options company, but that wipes out De Bruyne. So in my opinion, that's a straight away no-go. Yeah. Other than that, who are we really looking at, to be honest?
Could go Ake.
Ake.
Can't go
but he could, can't go Otamendi. Could go Ake, but he could be an option left back. There's no other Dutch players either, so Ake's a great shout. I'd probably put him at left back, to be fair.
Ake, well, I was thinking Ake at left back, but now I'm thinking Gvardiol at left back. Has he done more at left back than Ake's ever done at left back?
You know,
given his centre back.
I would say I'd actually have Ake based on what he's done so far because of the treble season. I think Gvardiol will definitely end up having his better City career, but I would say as to date, Ake's treble season's more than Gvardiol's.
So it's Edison, Zabaleta, Stones, Diaz,
Yeah.
Because Diaz does wipe out Bernardo Silva, but the
Yeah.
midfield's so packed
Yeah.
that we can kind of get by with that. And it's up for debate whether Bernardo makes that anyway. You're going to go Ake left back.
I think it should be Ake.
I'm going to go Gvardiol left
Right,
back.
nice.
Clichy is another option.
France, that doesn't really wipe out anyone.
So that's what my brother went for. I'm then going to go midfield 3. Yaya Toure, David Silva, KDB. That is an unreal midfield.
I just don't think it'd be that. Yaya Toure, there's no nation clash anywhere. De Bruyne, we've sacrificed company to get De Bruyne. And David Silva is probably the best City player of all time, apart from Kevin De Bruyne.
And although he knocks out Rodri, we've got Yaya Toure behind him anyway. So that's the same midfield 3. And then this is where, if you'd use Gundo, for example, in midfield, you couldn't have the left winger. I've gone Sané left wing.
Yeah. Haaland
up top with Mahrez right wing.
Yeah, and obviously we're sort of forced into Haaland because Aguero's been taken by Zabaleta. So I think that's probably just as much.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable team. I dread to think. Well, I don't dread to think. I love to think about what that team could actually win if it was a real team. Mental. Yeah, that was a really good community question. If you want to leave yours and put your teams as well in the comments, because we want to hear what you think. Yeah. The teams can go different ways depending on who you pick. You pick Joe Hart in net, if you pick Walker at right back, Zabaleta, Aguero. We want to see your teams. Leave them in the comments. Follow us on Spotify as well. It's 20 episodes now, Alex. It's a big achievement. We've done well.
Very well.
Keeping it rolling as long as we can. And we appreciate your support. It's free to subscribe. It's free to like. It's free to share it to your mate, to your dad, to your brother, to your dog that supports City. That's what we want to get. We want to get people, proper City fans, listening to this podcast, and that's what we've done so far. So we appreciate the support. If you want to get involved with the community questions, either leave them in the comments or Alex is going to pin a tweet on X.
MCFC Lads Pod. It's on screen right now. Make sure you give it a follow. We sometimes tweet just random stuff from there. So yeah, make sure to check it out and leave your community questions there. It'll be the pinned tweet on that account.
Yeah, just to finish off, Alex, we've got obviously 7 games coming up after the next international break, or this international break ends. The last 7 games after that Brighton loss couldn't really have gone that much better.
No,
we beat United 3-0, 2-0 against Napoli, 1-1 away at Arsenal, almost won it, but decent result still. 2-0 away at Huddersfield, 5-1 to Burnley, Monaco 2-2. Again, we could have easily won that game. We almost got robbed with that late penalty, but then we went on Sunday 1-0 away at Brentford. 8 out of 10 that.
Couldn't be much better. The only thing you can really complain about is the 2 last minute equalisers, but I mean, they happen, so very, very happy.
And the upcoming games, Alex, we've got 7 again until the November international break. It's the same again, it's split up into chunks. Everton at home.
I think we win that, especially with no Grealish for them.
Villarreal away is going to be a great away day. We need to go there and get 3 points.
Yeah, after the Monaco issue, it's got to be 3 points there, put us in a good position for the qualification.
Hopefully the travel's a little bit smoother as well. And then we've got Villa away. They're hitting a bit of form.
Yeah, 7 games unbeaten now for them if you class the penalty loss to the draw.
Yeah, so everyone would have said they had a bad start and they're kicking in a bit now. Yeah. So Villa away could be tough. Swansea away in the Cup.
Got to be a win.
Got to be a win. Get us through into that next round. Only a few games from Wembley at that point if we do win.
Yeah, 2 rounds from Wembley after.
Yeah. Bournemouth at home.
Tricky game. They've started well. Semenyo looks very good. But, I mean, you've got to beat Bournemouth at home if you want to challenge for a title.
City Dortmund after that in the Champions League. Second home game against a good side.
Yeah.
Could be a draw.
Never lost in the Etihad, but still expected to beat them. I don't know how they're doing in the Bundesliga at the moment, but they shouldn't really be a match for us, to be honest.
Yeah, you'd hope we can go and win that. And then obviously the biggest one of the lot, the 7th game, very much like that Arsenal game, 4:30 on a Sunday. And it's City-Liverpool, the last one of the lot.
Got our backs to win it. I mean, I don't think we'll win all the games. I think there will be a hiccup somewhere, but I think it's more likely to be a Villa, a Bournemouth or an Everton than... I think for Liverpool, we'll be up for it. The Etihad will be good. And I think we'll beat them.
Well, yeah, next podcast coming will be podcast 21, the David Silva 21 podcast. It will be next week, around the same time, sort of Thursday-ish.
Yeah.
Ahead of that game against Everton at the Etihad in the Premier League. So we'll go into more depth about these games coming up maybe in that podcast. We'll also speak about the Everton game, speak about the Champions League game that will be coming up against Villarreal. But ultimately, we appreciate your support. Podcast 20 done, Alex. Any final thoughts, mate? What are you doing over the international break?
Not a lot, to be honest. Start a new job, moving into a new flat. Well, that's actually quite a lot, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, already ready for football to come back, to be honest. So, fingers crossed on the Blues.
Yeah, I'm off to Cork, actually, in Ireland. There was a City fan at the Brentford game that asked me about it. And weirdly, I said, where are you from? And weirdly enough, I'm going to Cork. So, with a couple of mates. That should be good. Just relax. No City, unfortunately, but you need a little bit of time off sometimes. I don't like the international breaks, but it's what it is. Break of football.
Yeah.
And then we're back with 7 games in 3 weeks. So, yeah, like Alex said, up the Blues.